By definition, an antenna is a metal whip designed to receive and transmit radio signals within a given area.
It's BS in the Morning on KSLQ and Westplex 107.1.
It is BS.Show, an incredible video. I don't know how to explain it other than that. It's one of those videos that you got to think about for a couple days and go like, okay, I figured out what's going on. You ever had one of those videos before?
No.
Never? I'm reading this thing. You know, when you and I were talking about Prince earlier, and I pulled up the Wikipedia thing. Get this. He released 39 albums during his career with a vast array of unreleased material left in a custom-built bank vault underneath his home after his death, including, get this, fully completed albums and over 50 finished music videos. Is that crazy or what?
It doesn't surprise me.
Never been heard, never been seen before. God. You know, and there's this thing, I don't know why, and maybe I'm like just like all the other goofy people, attracted to this crazy thing with Elvis and now with Lisa Marie. Have you read all these crazy things about how she's broke? Supposedly she doesn't have any money.
That doesn't surprise me.
She sold, get this, I can't remember how many years ago, she was the heir to the EPE, Elvis Presley Enterprises. That was the company that was formed around, you know, Elvis, all his recordings.
EPE and TCB?
No, EPE, not TCB, just EPE, okay? She sold, I think it was 80% of the rights to the Elvis Presley Enterprises for $100 million, and she's broke. And I had this the other day. I talked to somebody about this, and they didn't believe me, and I pulled this up. And they talked about the fact that she's going through, she got divorced from her second husband, who her first husband was Michael Jackson, wasn't it? I believe it was. Anyway, second husband, some guy, they had twins. Maybe it's just her third husband. I can't remember. Anyway, this has been going on for 4 or 5 years. They still haven't settled this divorce, and she has twins. And she's supposed to pay $6,000 a month child support to the twins, but she has never done it. And instead, they gave her expenses, and she spends $5,000 a month for food, for groceries. I'm going like, okay, who has? And how do you get $100 million and be broke? I mean, where does the money go? I mean, what do you do with $100 million? I mean, think about that for a minute. If you had $1 million. Here, let's do that. If you just had $1 million, let's pull out my little calculator. We'll do a little data journalism here, right? Okay, if you did nothing but spend, if someone said, okay, here's $1 million, you have to spend it equally in 365 payments. In other words, you take 1,100,000 and you divide it by 365, you'd have to spend $2,739 a day. And someone said to you, okay, you have to spend, let's just round it up, the $3,000. You have to spend $3,000 a day. Every single day, you have to spend $3,000. What would you do?
Spend $3,000.
But what would you buy? Well, if in other words, if someone said to you, no, seriously.
Where do I begin?
No, but after like a couple of weeks, I mean, like, what would you do? I mean, would you go to Walmart and just like, okay, I'll take every tire in the tire store, you know?
No.
What would you buy? Seriously, if someone said to you, okay, let's do the scenario. Let's say someone's passed away, some rich uncle you didn't know about, and he has $100 million. And they said in his will, they read the will, and they said, and Shelley Barr gets $100 million if she spends exactly plus or minus 5%, $3,000 every day for a year, she will get the $100 million. So in other words,
totally do that.
You have to spend $3,000 a day.
Would not have a problem with it.
First day tomorrow, what would you buy? What would you buy for $3,000? Would you buy? And you can't just buy one thing. You can't. You have to buy.
No, I would buy a whole bunch of flat shoes.
Okay, here we go. Flat shoes. Okay, ones that
I would.
The ones that don't
dress shoes, ballet shoes.
Ones that don't hold air anymore, right? Flat shoes.
What?
I said what? Shoes that don't hold air anymore, right? No. Okay, that's day one. You buy $3,000 worth of shoes. Day number two. What would you buy in day number two?
More flat shoes.
No, you can't. You can't buy the same thing every day. That's the other rule.
But I need the same thing.
It has to be different every day.
I would probably go to Chico's and get a full outfit. Probably go to Von Mars, although they don't really carry my size.
But so how many outfits would you get for $3,000?
If they weren't on sale, probably not as many as you think.
You're being very, very evasive here. No.
So, I'm just telling you. I have very expensive taste.
Don't you think after
I have a shirt that says expensive and difficult.
Okay, don't you think after about a month this would get old where every
No.
day you had to go spend $3,000?
No.
You really don't think so?
No.
Really?
Really, Brad?
Well,
I'm a woman. Hello?
okay, I'm trying to think. You could probably go to plastic front and back and go to needless markup.
I don't think I don't think I would do that.
Okay, you could probably go in there and buy one shirt for $3,000 or something like that, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, okay. But that wouldn't be fair. Okay.
I would probably go and put a down payment on a new car.
No, you can't put down payments and stuff. You actually have to buy things. You can't put down
How am
payments.
I going to buy a $3,000 car?
Well, I'm driving around a $300 car. You could have 10 $300 cars, right? My one car, it's a block of ice. I can't drive it anymore. It sits in the parking lot, frozen, because the heater doesn't work, and I can't get it defrosted. So I'm now driving my $300 car, which, by the way, got fixed last week at Complete AB, and they did an excellent job. Excellent job.
They are good.
They fixed my air conditioner. You would say, why would you get your air conditioner fixed this time of the year, right?
Hey, when you got it in, you got to do what you can do.
No, you know why?
Why?
Because the bearings were going out in the compressor. The pulley was going to fly off the compressor, and it's a serpentine belt, which means it drives all the other things. So if you break your serpentine belt, your car instantly overheats. Well, not instantly, but because it also runs the water pump and the alternator and stuff like that. If you broke your serpentine belt, even if you're not using your air conditioner, it still wraps around the air conditioner, and then nothing would work. The car would die very soon. It would overheat, and the battery would drain. So anyway, they fixed my air conditioner. So thank you very much, Complete AB. They did a great job. This is the Hazelwood location. Good guys up there. Used to be the old Mid-America Volkswagen, if you remember where that was, up there in Lindbergh. Anyway, so $3,000 a day. See, you know what I do? I do crazy stuff. I would go to like Schnucks and just like with a credit card, I'd just stand at a checkout stand and I'd say, okay, next. And people would just run their groceries through. I would just take my card, swipe. Okay. Hey, it's on me. Next.
Those are a good idea. That's a very good idea.
Next people come in line, swipe, or put in the put the chip in. Okay, next. Pretty soon, guess whose checkout stand would have everybody in line for? Mine. I just did one after another.
True.
Okay, next, you're next. Okay, then I would go to White Castle. And I would walk in and I go like, hey, what's the most how many hamburgers has anybody ever bought? And they go, well, I don't know. I go, okay, how much is a White Castle now? Well, it's 50 cents. Okay, I don't know if it's 50 cents or not. It might be more than that. Let's say it's 50 cents.
I think it's like over $1.
Okay, here's $3,000. The next 6,000 hamburgers are on me. No French fries or shakes or anything like that, drinks, but the next 6,000 White Castles are on me. So when people pull that through that drive-thru and they order four White Castles and a French fry and a soda, a number one as we know it, you just charge them for the French fries and the soda. The burgers are on me, okay? Then I would find an attorney and I would go, hey, I'm going to pay you for the next 2 months, every Monday, and I come over and I'm going to pay you $3,000. And here's my list of people who've been mean to me over the years. I want you to sue each one of them.
I have my list going. How about you?
Take them to court. Yeah. What do you go? And you say, what do I sue for? I don't know. Make something up. Isn't that what you attorneys do? You prosecutors.
Be creative.
Right. Hey.
Don't you have to write a synopsis?
Right, but you just make stuff up. That's what they do anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, read
That's
some of
what
these.
They do anyway,
read some of these briefs that are filed in court. You go like, okay, what that. What?
Blah, 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 blah.
Okay. Then let me think. Where else? I would go to
buy lottery tickets.
No, I wouldn't buy lottery tickets.
I absolutely would, and I would give them out.
You just
to
give out $3,000 worth of
people I
lottery
called
tickets.
on.
Yeah, that worked real well in St. Peter's, didn't it?
That was nice, Brad. Thank you.
That's Shelley did for the most part. After the flood hit Old Town St. Peter's, we went, and you spent a couple days up there. I spent a day with you. We went door to door, all those people that got flooded out, and said, we're here to give you free advertising to help you promote your business. For a month. Free advertising for a month. And everybody looked at us like, okay, what's the catch? There is no catch. Seriously. And we did, in Old Town St. Peter's, we did nobody. Or do we do anybody in St. Peter's?
No.
You had the guy who we had a couple of people. We had the ladies in Cottleville that got flooded. It was at the clothing shop.
Soul Sisters.
Right. We did them for free. And then we had the printer dude, right?
Man Press.
Who didn't even thank us at the Chamber of Commerce meeting, but that's a whole other.
Brad, did you really have to just say that? For real?
I just said it. So, but people, and when you talk to the guy, the Michael's carpet guy, you talked to him, Michael.
I did.
He looked at you like you had three heads. He quizzed you down. Why would you be doing this? Why would you do this? Why, blah, 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 blah. And remember my response when I went with you? People asked me, I go, hey, one of my radio stations got hit by a tornado. It picked up my transmitter building, twirled it around in the air for a couple of seconds, dropped it.
Body slammed it into the ground.
Every piece of equipment in there was either destroyed by the impact or then it rained on it. Because I know what it's like to get your butt kicked when you're in business and you got to try to pick up the pieces, in my case, literally, and try to, move on. And still people went like, yeah, but why are you here trying to give us free advertising? Hey, there's no catch. We're not going to, do anything bad. We're not going to say that you're terrible people or that you voted for Donald Trump or anything like that. We're not going to say any of that. We're just going to, hey, we're here trying to help you out. The guy at Michael's Carpet was probably the most bizarre. I mean, because and the crazy part of that is, did you know this?
He was a nice man, though.
Yeah, but his other store, the one in Darden Prairie, got flooded too. But that happened before the big flood in St. Peter's. Something happened, a pipe broke or something in that one, and it burst and it ruined.
I didn't know he had a store in Darden Prairie.
One point in time, he had four. He had the original place there in Old Town St. Peter's. Then he had a place in Darden Prairie. Then he had a place in West County, which I think he still has on Olive.
He also had one off of.
He had a place
70 or 270.
He had a place up in NoCo, but the problem they had was that everybody came in, and like five guys would come at a time and just steal a whole roll of carpet, and they, walk out the front door with a whole roll of carpet, and he goes, I'm not doing this store anymore, so he shut it down. You think I'm kidding, don't you?
Are you?
No. People
I don't
literally
know about that.
walking in, and those rolls of carpet are heavy. They have to pick them up with a forklift.
No, his store was here in St. Charles.
Yeah, but that's one of four.
Off of 70.
Yeah, but that was the first one. I'm telling you, he had once upon a time he had four. He closed the one in North County. He had one in Darden Prairie. For one point in time, he was down to one store. The one in North County, he shut it down. The one in Darden Prairie got flooded. Then the one in St. Peter's got flooded. So he only had the West County store. And you talked to him, and he went like, and he's spending money on all the other radio stations. Hey, we're trying to help you out. I mean,
yeah.
So you still haven't, and I'm telling you, I think after 10 days you wouldn't know what to do with spending $3,000 a day. You just get lost.
No, I would.
No, you get
I would
lost.
actually do the things that you said, like going to the MetroLink and paying people's day.
By the way,
rides on the MetroLink.
By the way, there's this guy that I follow on Twitter that's like Mr. Downtown. And he's talking about how they're trying to get money. They're trying to put a couple new MetroLink routes in. They're trying to put one that was going north-south, going to like South City and South County. And unfortunately, he's saying that, and he's got this graph that shows the ridership of MetroLink from like 2017 to like through 2022. So in other words, through the end of last year. Okay.
Last year.
And it shows like, 300,000 people, 300,000 rides or something like that. And then in 2020, the graph, the 2020 graph just goes like from way up top to like practically nothing. I'm going like, oh my God, COVID. It's never recovered. Since COVID, the MetroLink is like, there's a third of the ridership that used to be on MetroLink to this day. So in other words, like let's say, I don't know what the exact numbers were, but let's say the numbers were there were 3 million rides on MetroLink in 2019. In 2022, there were like 1 million. So in other words, 2/3 of the ridership in Metrolink is gone. Just it's not there anymore. And I'm going like, well, I can see that. Nobody's going downtown anymore because people used to ride it to go to work because nobody's going into downtown. Nobody's going into Clayton. People used to ride Metrolink to go to Clayton to work. A lot of people who came out of the Central West End and stuff like that would ride, Metrolink into Clayton, or they're from like, the Southwest location out there in Shrewsbury. They'd jump on the Metrolink and come into Clayton or downtown or Central West End. A lot of people used Metrolink who worked at the hospitals, the Barnes complex. There's a stop right there in the hospital area right there off of Kings Highway. And, it's like, man, look at that. Now, this big controversy in San Diego, I meant to talk about this last week, and I read the story. It's pretty interesting. San Diego had this big bond issue. They've got like an organization in San Diego. It's like Bi-State. We have Bi-State that runs Metrolink. It runs the bus system. Okay, in San Diego, it's called SANDAG or something like San Diego area. I can't remember what it is, but it's SANDAG or Sandan or something like that. And it's like the equivalent to our Metrolink. They got this thing. They put this thing on the. It's like a whole, transportation kind of deal. Not just excuse me, I had to sneeze. Okay.
God bless you.
They had this whole thing where they put this thing on a bond issue like 2 or 3 years ago where, hey, we're going to improve the highways and we're going to put more lanes on the interstate and make it easier to get around. And everybody go, wow, great. So everybody voted for this bond issue and this tax increase. Everybody's paying more taxes and the bond issue and the whole bit to build more highways. And guess what this organization did?
What?
They said, hey, you know what? We got all this money and we thought twice about this. And what we're going to do is we're going to make it tougher for you to drive your cars in San Diego. And we're going to make it tougher. We're actually going to close down some of the lanes on the highways. And we're going to make it tougher for you to drive in San Diego. That way, you'll be forced to use mass transit. Everybody's going like, whoa. Hold on a minute now. This is not what we voted for. We voted for more lanes on the highways. We voted for, more interstates, more transportation for cars and trucks and buses and stuff like that. And you're taking that money and you're going to do the old shell game and you're going to say, yeah, you voted for this, but guess what? You get this. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
I'm going like...
I can, actually. Nothing surprises me anymore.
And the people
will do.
The San Diego people go like, no, hold on a minute now. This is like bait and switch. We voted for this, and then when you got the money, now you're not going to use it for that. Man, I'll tell you what. This world is so messed up,
It really is.
It's so messed up.
It really is.
Did you?
I'm sitting there and I went, I talked about going to my 6th grade teacher's celebration of life.
I saw your picture, by the way, on Facebook.
And I would love to know, I'm going to sit down with Miss Lehman, the teacher that was there visiting Miss Dulles, and I'm going to ask her what she thinks of the world now as opposed to back when we were in 6th grade. I would like to know her impression. Isn't that interesting?
No, because you know what she'd probably say? This is your.
I have the best retirement ever, and I hear that your boss has a problem with teachers.
No, she'd say, no.
You better not say anything disrespectful to my teacher.
What grade did she teach?
Miss Lehman taught 5th. I had her in 5th.
Here's Miss Lehman. Here's Shelley interview. Shelley, Miss Lehman, what do you say about your teaching? Give us a little insight. Well, Shelley, let me tell you, I hated it. Every day I came to school, I struggled to get out of my car.
Let me just shut you down right there, Brad.
I'd had.
Okay, we're done.
I don't know if I told you this, Shelley, but I had this little flask in my car.
This phone line.
And I'd slam down a couple brewskis, and I'd go, okay, I got to meet those crazy kids. And you know why I did it? The only reason I did it, Shelley, because after 30 years of torture from you little creepy kids, I got to retire. You don't think that's what she'd say? Oh, did Shelley really? She's really quit? Is she gone? Shelley gone? Oh, I think she did. She's gone. It's 7:26. It is BS.Show. Shelley, you can apologize now.
I am not apologizing.
You can apologize.
You need to apologize.
I don't need to apologize. You told me you were hanging up, and I thought, okay, show's over. We're done. Right? No?
Whatever.
No,
Big baby.
show's over. We're done.
Who's a big baby?
You
need to put your mangina in your pocket, buddy, and man up.
I just got a text from someone, and if I told you what it said and who it was from, you'd get mad. So I won't go any further than that. Okay.
What did it say?
It's nothing. It's 7:40.
No, really, what did it say?
It said, have Shelley please explain a mangina. Okay, that's what. Okay.
Do I really need to?
Okay, this was from last week, and I didn't use it on the air. And normally when I give these city rankings, we're always like number 1 or number 2 or something like that.
That's because it has to do with crime and death.
Well, okay, here's 2023's dirtiest cities in America, okay?
Mm-hmm.
2023's dirtiest cities in America, okay? Where do you think we rank? Where do you think we are in this list? And there's 152 cities they ranked. So in other words,
I'd say we were in about mid-30s.
Number 1 is the dirtiest. So in other words, the top 10 dirtiest cities, according to this study, are Houston, Newark, San Bernardino, California, Detroit, Michigan, Jersey City, New Jersey, Bakersfield, California, San Antonio, Fresno, California, Oklahoma City, and Yonkers, New York. Okay?
Oklahoma City's dirty?
That's what they say, according to this. It's Oklahoma City is number 9.
I spent half my adult life there.
I'm telling you, it's number 9. But
wow,
Springfield, Missouri is number 46. Kansas City.
Now that I would not have known.
Get
because
this.
They're very particular about their city.
Kansas City, Missouri is 44. Kansas City, Kansas is 45. Springfield, Missouri is 46. So we've got 3 cities in a row that are all like, bang, bang, bang like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
Where's St. Louis?
I'm looking. I'm up into the 80s. I'm up into the 90s.
Oh, okay. So clearly.
We are number 92.
Out of
152 cities.
That's not bad.
The higher the number, the dirtiest. The smaller the numbers. In other words, 1 is the dirtiest city, and 152. The 152nd dirtiest city in the country is Virginia Beach, Virginia, which sort of surprised me. I thought that was like a tourist mecca. It was like super clean and stuff like that. So,
who's that? I missed it. I'm sorry.
Virginia Beach, Virginia. It's like
that's a dirty city?
No, they say that's 152. So in other words, of 152 cities, that's the least dirty. The
cleanest.
It's the cleanest. So in other words, the higher the number, the cleaner. The lower the number, the dirtier. So,
okay.
I don't know about this. I mean, how do they know? You read all these stupid surveys. Like I don't know. Who knows? I think they make this stuff up.
No, they probably have a reason for it, but they're probably doing it like city proper. So when somebody says St. Louis, they're talking about St. Louis City, St. Louis County, St. Charles. They don't know that St. Louis proper is probably no bigger than.
Yeah, but it's like, let's take our St. Louis area, for example, okay?
But they're talking about the city proper.
No, I get it. But what I'm going to say is, think about like St. Louis County, okay? You can move 2 miles and be in a bad neighborhood, and you can move 2 miles away and be in one of the best neighborhoods, okay?
Agreed.
Okay, you can be
I agree with that.
You can be in, like...
It doesn't matter where it's at. Every city in the nation has a bad part of town.
Okay, they talk about, like, the Del Mar Divide. Remember the one meeting we were at? Steve Ellman talked about that, the county executive
the Del Mar
from St. Charles.
Divide.
The Del Mar Divide. If you're
that's true.
If you're south of Del Mar, it's good. If you're north of Del Mar, it's bad. Now, why is that? Explain that to me. Why is it that if you're on one side of the street, if you go down to Del Mar, if you get off of 170, you go south on 170 and you get off on Del Mar, you go east on Del Mar, on the right side of the street, it's all niceville. On the left side of the street, it's bad. And to a certain extent, it's sort of true because all the nice houses on Del Mar in U City are on the south side of Del Mar. And all the not-so-nice houses and the crappy apartment complexes are on the north side of Del Mar. And remember, Steve Ellman, and when he...
Not all of them are on the north side of Del Mar. And the reason I say that is because there's some pretty big houses that are on the north side of Del Mar.
Yeah, but remember when that gal, what was that lady's name that came out and the lunches and legislator, the gal who was trying to put the Better Together thing together? And remember she talked about, she had a very snotty comment about, well, I drove out here on Natural Bridge, and Natural Bridge by the airport's just horrible. She drove through that area by UMSL, okay? There are some unbelievably beautiful houses in that area.
Yes, there is.
I mean, you go, I don't know what what little munis there are. Remember, one of them is Beverly Hills. Remember, I told you, you didn't believe me, there was a Beverly Hills in St. Louis. But once you go west of Beverly Hills, there are some absolutely positively stunning houses in that neighborhood. And you turned up her nose.
We've got some beautiful architecture here.
Those places in Natural Bridge, they're terrible places.
They're not.
But the point that Steve Ellman made was, and he had a map, and he essentially said, okay, let's take Del Mar, and let's pretend it goes all the way out into St. Charles County. And he said, which was interesting, there is no Del Mar divide in St. Charles County. So there's not a good part of St. Charles County, and there's not a bad part. It's all good. Now, the interesting part of that is you go to Franklin County, and there's a good part of Franklin County, and there's the bad part of Franklin County.
There is a little bad part of St. Charles County.
Well, I can't help it if the neighborhood around your house is not that great,
Actually, that's not the case.
the guys chopping up.
Nice try.
The guys are chopping up your concrete at 2:00 in the morning.
No, it was more like 5.
Are they still working out there? Are they still their stuff out there?
Well, there was a car that was out in front of my house, so I walked out there.
Is all the equipment gone?
I'm sorry?
Is all the equipment gone?
All the equipment is gone, but the stains are still there. And the equipment wasn't moved until I went up to this gentleman and I said, excuse me, all your equipment is here being staged, and for whatever reason, I don't have a problem with it. I said, but the ground is all stained. My new concrete is got huge oil spots, huge. And he says, oh yeah, they'll clean that all up when they're done. Well, I don't know when they're going to be done. We've had zero communication about this.
That's because you didn't go on the Nextdoor app or whatever.
Do you know, I can't, for some reason, it's got me locked into as a business, and it won't let me be a regular person.
Boy, there's a great one right there.
Yeah, use it. Mm-hmm.
7, it won't let me be a regular person. Okay, on that note.
There's a lot of people that won't let me be a regular person.
We'll take a break. Are we done now, or we have one more break to go? Are you going to get mad?
We have one more break to go.
Are you going to get mad and hang up on me again?
I did not hang up on you.
It's 7:47.
You big baby?
I am a baby. So that's what she said. Hold on a minute now. I got to stop this. Hold on a minute. Okay. Is this a great show or what? Okay.
Giving you some problems.
What'd you say?
I said, boy, Brad, your girls are giving you some problems.
Man, ain't the truth. That is the truth. Ah, man. Shelley hangs up on me.
I did not hang
Jennifer
up on you.
decides
Stop
to
it.
give me forecasts when I'm not
baby.
ready. I'm what? What?
You're such a big baby.
I'm not.
You are, girl.
I'm not. I never whine or anything like that.
You whine constantly.
No, I don't.
You're worse than a woman.
I'm not.
You totally are.
No, not the case. Okay, I'm looking at I'm looking at this story about what's going on with this radio station down in Poplar Bluff, and you wouldn't believe it.
What?
It's just bizarre. It's just
There's a lot of things that make things bizarre, Brad. What can you? I don't know. Be more. Specificity is the key here.
I don't want to talk about it because I get myself in trouble because it's a religious station, and you don't like me talking.
Okay, never mind.
See, you don't like me talking about religious stations because once again, okay.
Did you get another cease and desist?
No, from Tracy Ellis. No, I've been in this.
I didn't say her name. I didn't say who. I don't name drop.
Well, they finally, after a year and a half, they got their new transmitter on the air. And quite honestly, it's got pretty good coverage. But what's sort of bizarre about this, remember, not October of 2022, but October of 2021, we're at an event where one of Tracy's ladies was there and telling, oh, our new transmitter goes on the air in a couple of weeks. That was in October of 2021. It's now February, or well, tomorrow will be February of 2023. So they only missed it by a year and a half, right? No, you know what? I wish them all the luck. I really did. I mean, I don't want to be like the Steve Caspers of the world or the Brian Richardsons of the world, the Chris Dickhowers of the world. I think that all radio stations should be successful. I will promote.
I do too.
I will promote you know how it is. Most stations would never give our call letters on the air. I'll say I hope KFAV is successful. I hope Tracy, the Tracy stations, however many there are now. There used to be 9. I think they're down to 62 or something like that now. I hope they're all successful. The amazing thing about it is, I have to tell you this one Tracy story. Before she put her station on the air, I told her, I said, if you want to really get somebody good on the air, you need Brian Nieves. And she looked at me and she says, who's that? And I go, you need to get Brian Nieves on the air. She goes, oh, I don't even know who that is. And I go, you're missing it. This guy's really good. He could, and I said he would be the perfect afternoon drive time guy. Oh, I never heard of him. I don't want people that I don't know anything about. Guess who's on the air doing afternoons?
Brian Nieves.
Brian Nieves.
On her station?
Yes, he has been for like 8 or 9 months now. I'm going of course.
I have to give you your props, Brad.
What?
You helped her build that station.
No, I didn't. I mean, well, she, the crazy thing about it is, and she has her attorney sent me a cease and desist letter. I've been in this business a long time. I've never got, matter of fact, it is on the wall in my office. I have it proudly displayed on the wall in my office. And once again, his attorneys you must respond within 30 days after the course of action you're going to, and we expect an apology. And I hand-delivered it back to his office. I essentially said, thanks, but no thanks. I meant everything I said. It's an article I wrote on radiopoop.com, which is, to a certain extent, sort of a news site, but it's also...
It is.
It's a tongue-in-cheek, it's like I haven't done anything in a long time. I need to resurrect that. It's still up.
You do.
It's like
because it kind of goes along with everything we do.
It's the Babylon Bee of radio. You know what I mean?
It is.
It's sort of, it pokes fun at all the radio people. We call all the guys at what, I get so confused. They're Real Talk. We got 2 Real Talks. We got Jamie, who's on Real Talk 104.9. We got Tracy and her crowd who are on Real Talk 93.3. Then I called Tracy. I call the guys at 101.9, Jeff Allen, all that crew. They're
the refugees.
They're News Talk STL because they're all the refugees from 97.1. They either got fired or quit from 97.1. Every single one of them. They're all originally it was John Beck, but then he got hired by Clear Channel or whatever, iHeart, whatever it is. But it's Jeff Allen, it's Joe Rush. Joe was a Jim Model, and every single one of them got fired at 97.1, or they quit and went across the street and they're working over it. And I'm going like, okay. And the crazy part of that is, it's like, how many ways can you divide up, the talk radio market in St. Louis? But you know what? One day, maybe next week, maybe next month, maybe next year, this station will be all talk. And you and I will be on the air 24 hours a day. And at night, when we sleep...
People will not listen to that.
We'll just have the microphones on, and, I'll be in the left channel.
It'll be like the Truman Show.
Yeah, I'll be in the left channel. You'll be in the right channel. You can hear me snore. You can hear Shelley get up and, yell at her dog and her dog's, stuff like that. And it'll be our life on the radio, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We'll have wireless microphones in our car. So, when I'm driving down the...
That doesn't sound fun at all.
We're driving down the highway. You can hear me, driving nicely. And then you can hear Shelley. She'll be in the right channel. I'll be in the left channel. Shelley will be in the right channel. And you hear the squealing tires of Shelley going around the corner. Then you hear...
I don't squeal my tires, ever.
And the blue and red lights will come on behind her. Yes, officer, what can I help you with? Oh, there must be something wrong. I wasn't going over 100 miles an hour. I was going 99. There must be...
Don't you know who I am, by the way?
And by the way, you're on the air right now.
I'm kind of a big deal.
You're on the BS.Show, which runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's all talk all the time, and it's just me and Brad. All we do is we live our lives on the radio. That's what's going to happen.
That sounds like so much fun. Oh, look, 7:59.
Yeah, we're almost time for us to go. Even though Shelley bailed out early and then she claimed she didn't.
You didn't even have to call me back, so bite me. Everybody have a great day. We had to finish this up because otherwise it would have been a thing left out there, and it just doesn't make my day. So peace. I fly. See you later.
She hung up on me. She hung up on me again. That's all it is. She hung up on me.
I did not.
7:59.
Have you heard about Salt River Automotive? Not only are we open for business and ready to serve you, we are sponsors of the BS in the Morning Show on Westplex 107.1. Check us out on Facebook at Salt River Automotive LLC. See you soon.